No, He-Man, you're my hero. You always save the universe. I know, baby. Why don't you kiss me? I'm shy, He-Man. There's no need to be shy. I'm a nice guy. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see you guys there. My bad. Another quick episode. I'm going to do this on my phone again so I can edit it when I leave here. It's easier like this. The quality is shitty compared to the DSLRs or camcorders, but it's easier to just edit it on the phone. I got quite a few wrong last week. I picked Odom to win. They didn't win. I picked Miller to win. They didn't win. I don't want to talk about the ones I didn't get right, but another quick run. Last week's video was only 22 minutes, so this one should be shorter because you know, there's less teams again this week. So we'll start out with 2A D1 with Refugio and Ganado. Nothing needs to be said about this. These guys already played once, and Refugio beat them. What is this? 55-7 the first time. For those of you that don't know, Refugio and Ganado played back in October, and Refugio beat them 57-7. The winner of this is going to get the winner. Obviously, everyone already knows the Shiner and Schulenberg. Schulenberg. That's going to be. I think Shiner and Schulenberg already played also, and Shiner beat the shit out of him. Let me look it up really quick. Yeah, Shiner and Schulenberg, this is going to be the rematch here in the third round. Shiner already beat Schulenberg 46-2 in the next to the last. Is this the next to the last game of the last game of the regular season? This is November 5th. Yeah, this was just 3 weeks ago. Shiner already beat the shit. 3-4 weeks ago, Shiner already beat the shit out of Schulenberg 46-2. So it's just setting up the next game for the game everybody wants to see. Refugio and Shiner, that's gonna be a great game. I gotta work next weekend, so no matter when they play, unless they play on a Friday, then I can go film it. Hopefully, I like when teams. My favorite stadium ever is the Alamo Stadium, the Rock Pile, not Alamodome, Alamo Stadium. I love when teams play there. I want to record a game name. Hopefully, I get one this coming week. I might film the San Diego Industrial game this Friday. I'm not sure yet because I'm going with my dad, and I might want to just sit in the stands and watch the game with him. I used to do that with him all the time. I don't get to do it a lot anymore. I used to do that sometimes with him, not a lot, but I haven't done that this year with him other than the UTSA game. But so I don't know if I'm going to get to film it. You know, I might get there and want to. I like filming because then I feel guilty that I didn't film a game. You know, I feel like that gets to whether it creates nice memories for your teams and your communities. But then again, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, 2AD. Well, yeah, there's not a lot needs to be said about Refugio and Ganado. That game already happened a few weeks ago, and Refugio won 57-7. So it is what it is. We'll see Refugio and Shiner in the next round next Friday or Saturday. Oh, wait, that's right. I got to. Prediction. The Refugio won the first game 57-7. You gotta imagine knowing the Shiner's gonna be Shiner scouts in the stands. Not that it matters, but you gotta imagine if we're gonna turn it down a notch definitely after halftime. It probably won't be 57-7 again. It'll probably be something closer to 56-6. I'm just saying. I mean, the Refugio's not gonna call up the dogs at some point. And 57-7 was the first game. But it's hard to predict anything less. Even if they call up the dogs, it's still going to be a horrible blowout again, man. I was 49-0. Refugio wins 49-0. That's my score. That's my prediction for this one. There's no 3A teams left because Odom lost to give you an idea how good Refugio is this season. Odom lost to Tidehaven. Tidehaven lost to Ganado earlier in the season. And Refugio beat Ganado 57-7. The Tidehaven team that just finished beating Odom. Here, let me look it up to make sure. Yes, the Tidehaven team that just finished beating Odom, 3A Odom, lost earlier in the season to Ganado. Ganado lost to Refugio 57-7. That's how dominant Refugio is, man. But all right, let's move on. There's no 3A schools left. 4AD2, Sinton and Geronimo Navarro. Sinton beat LaGrange last week, 49-20. I knew LaGrange wasn't going to hang with them. LaGrange is a good opponent. It's just Sinton's really good this year. I mean, their only loss already, as you know, it's just to the Miller game, but Sinton was missing some starters that game. It wasn't 22, like, but they were missing some starters. They might have won that game. In fairness, Miller was missing some starters too, though. So, but yeah, that's Sinton's only loss is the Miller game. Navarro's 9-2. No, that's right. Navarro's losses are to Calhoun, who beat them only by a few points. Calhoun's 4AD1, but then Wimberley beat the shit out of Navarro, 27-0. But that's Wimberley, man. There's some people that predict them to win. They've won region like the last 3 years in a row. Some people predict them to win it again. But yeah, Wimberley already beat Navarro 27-0. This one's harder to pick, man. I still say Sinton is slightly better than Navarro. It's not by a lot, but sometimes Sinton just ends up blowing teams out that you thought were going to be a close game in the playoffs, man, and they end up blowing them out. And sometimes it's hard to pick the Sinton scores, but Navarro's no pushover, man. I mean, like I said, their only loss is a 5-point loss to Calhoun, but then they lost 27-0 to Wimberley, but Wimberley's like really, really good. Yeah, I mean, Sinton's going to win, but it's going to be close unless something happens where, like, Navarro is just turning the hell over with the ball or something. But barring nonsense like that, where you're just talking about talent versus talent, I got Sinton winning like 35-21. I just think Sinton's a little bit better than them. 2 scores better than them, but I don't see Geronimo Navarro beating them. But yeah, I'll say Sinton 35, Geronimo Navarro 21. That's my final prediction. And the winner of this game gets the winner of Cuero and Wimberley. So no matter who wins that Cuero-Wimberley game, this is going to be a really good game. Hopefully, man, it would be nice to see Sinton against Cuero. But Cuero and Wimberley, they're both really, really good. Anything can happen in that game. That's for next week. If Sinton wins, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I got Sinton win this game like 35-21 and playing the winner of Cuero and Wimberley. Moving on to 5AD1. God, there's just everyone. So many teams lost last week. Teams you wouldn't expect. Like Calallen lost to Fredericksburg, and Fredericksburg's good, but you just didn't expect Calallen would lose to them, though. It's 5. So moving on to 5AD1. Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and the McAllen Memorial Mustangs. You have people on the page that think the Valley is pushovers. I mean, that's ridiculous. We're not, with the exception of Refugio, the Coastal Bend's not on another level than the Valley. That's just facts, whether you all want to admit it or not. We're just not. With the exception of Refugio and sometimes Calallen, we're not on another level in the Valley. McAllen Memorial is even predicted by 2 different Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine's writers. 2 of them have McAllen Memorial predicted to make the semifinals for round 5. So they have McAllen Memorial beating Corpus Christi Vets and then beating the winner of GP and Flower Bluff. So these Valley schools aren't just, you can't lump. You see one bad Valley school and you want to say all Valley schools are bad, and it's just not like that, man. Just like all Coastal Bend teams are not Ray and Carroll. It's everybody's their own team. It's just every city has every area has bad programs and good programs, man. Even the Houston area has bad programs. Dallas, it's just San Antonio has bad programs. You can't just lump everybody in together. McAllen Memorial hasn't lost since week 1 to Edinburgh Villa. Edinburgh Villa is 12-1 in themselves, so in the playoffs they just beat San Antonio Taft this last week. McAllen Memorial is really, really good. They'll spread it out, but still run out of it, run a lot of option out of it. They run, it's like, I almost want to say something similar to Rockport. It's not Slot based like Rockport, but they'll spread it out and still run option out of it. They're not like option like Calhoun, but they'll run some option out of it. They're a very good running team. Vets is, I don't know what to think about Vets. I mean, they have the big wins against teams like East, but it's just like you look at it and everything just fell in place perfectly. East kept throwing pick sixes, and it's just. But the week before that, they almost lost to Alice. You know, they played Moody close, they played GP close. They lost really, really bad at Flower Bluff, so it's just hard to say that. Don't know that this Vets team's not as good as the one last year. This is going to be a close game unless it just. I don't think I'll get my ass kicked in the comment section because all the Vets people got pissed off after week 1 when they. I'm not to lump all Vets fans in together, you know, but some of them went in that on the page accusing Alice and the referees of cheating just because they were embarrassed that game was close. Like, you don't know who Alice is. I know you're a new school, but you're not. The fans weren't born yesterday. You know who Alice is. Alice ended up having a down season. It was not. They had a lot of young kids. They had I think they had 12 or 13 sophomores on varsity. That's why they were all over the place this year. But they still were a 2-point conversion away from beating Vets. And so a lot of Vets fans left the page after I defended Alice and the refs. And they were accusing Alice and the refs of cheating. Just stop that. That's nonsense, dude. Those refs don't care who the hell won. The referees aren't from Alice. But I just don't think Vets is the team they were last year, and I think McAllen Memorial is really, really good. I want Vets to win despite everything I'm saying right now. I'm not going to, just because I have a problem with 2 or 3 fans, I'm not going to take it out on the entire program. I still want Coastal Bend teams to dominate when they play out of Coastal Bend team areas. But so I want Corbett Tuesday Veterans Memorial to win, but I don't. I think this is where I want them to win, especially since they'll play the winner of Flower Bluff and Gregory Portland. So maybe that game would be around here next week. But I don't see them beating McAllen Memorial. McAllen Memorial's on a 12-game winning streak. They haven't lost since week 1. And they're a really, really good program despite this is stop the Valley crap. I mean, the hating on the Valley stuff is annoying and it's not legit. I got McAllen Memorial winning this game. Vets still has a good defense regardless, so McAllen Memorial will win this game like 28-21. Let the hate come in the comments, but it is what it is. I'm not saying that's what I want to happen. I want Vets to win. Obviously, they're a local team, but I see McAllen Memorial win this game 28-21. And yeah, like I mentioned a while ago, the winner of this game will get the winner of Flower Bluff and Gregory Portland, and we'll get to that game next. This makes it easier. Hook 'em horns. That shitty season they ended up having. Alright. Alright, I think there's only, man, this is horrible. There's only 2 games left. So many teams lost last week that we didn't expect to lose. And Flower Bluff and Gregory Portland, 5AD1. This game obviously already happened. Gregory Portland won, I think it was 37-27. I don't want to give a bullshit score, so let me look it up to make sure, but I think that was a score. Yeah, Gregory Portland won the first time 37-27. I don't know, for those of you who didn't see the game, Gregory Portland I think scored 30 points just in the second quarter. Don't get mad at me, Gregory Portland. I'm just giving honest opinion, but there's a little bit of flukiness involved in that. I mean, a lot of your receivers were getting behind the secondary Flower Bluff. That's not going to... I mean, other than that second quarter of the GP Flower Bluff game where GP put up 30 points, the other 3 quarters, Flower Bluff shut you down. I mean, the other 3 quarters were 0 points, 0 points, and 7 points. It just was a lot happened. Everything aligned in that second quarter for GP. Everything was going perfect. I saw that game on TV. I don't remember what it was showing. I think the Flower Bluff, probably the Flower Bluff YouTube page. But everything was aligning perfectly for GP in that quarter, and that's why they got out to that. They got out right away. I think it was like 37-7 at one point. It ended up being 37-27. So after that, Flower Bluff outscored them to 27-7. It was a good win at the time, but the bad thing about it for GP is that gives Flower Bluff the revenge factor motivation in the rematch. And it was a little bit of flukiness, like I said, in that second quarter where GP put up 30 points. You can't count on that all the time. You can't count on everything aligning perfectly. So I just think in this game, and then it's in the Alamodome, that I wish they should have played here at Buck Stadium. I'm gonna whine about that again. I'm gonna rant about that again. I get that as a coach you want to leave the weather out of, but it's both programs, coaches, or I think both should be in their 50s. I mean, you're old school. I'm old school, and I'm 47, and it's just, why would you not want to play here locally just because it's going to be cold? It's going to be cold, but it's not going to be like someone was saying in the comment section. It's not going to be all. It's not going to be Green Bay, Wisconsin. So what? You have a chance to bring attention to your area here in South Texas, and play an epic game at Buck Stadium, something everyone will remember. Standing room only crowd. I know this shit about the Alamodome. What would 18-year-olds want? Who gives a fuck about the Alamodome just because it's a dome? It's a basic, like I said in the last episode, it's a basic ass stadium. Just because it has a roof over it doesn't make it something like memorable. It's just, I would much rather, if I were playing, and that's just my opinion, I would rather play to a standing room only crowd at Buck Stadium than to play in an Alamodome that's going to be 90% empty. I don't get it, other than the weather thing, but even that is just, come on, man. It's just, if it's going to be cold or something, like, so what? It's not going to be fucking Chicago or Green Bay, Wisconsin here all of a sudden. Y'all should have played here at Buck Stadium. It's ridiculous that you're going to make fans drive 5 hours round trip to go to San Antonio when you have Buck Stadium right here, which would have been epic. It would have been a great atmosphere. That's just my opinion. Y'all lost out by not playing here, but it's like, who am I? I'm a nobody. You guys are the ones that... Anyway, that's just my opinion, but I don't see GP doing it again. And earlier, a few weeks ago, I picked GP to make round 5, so don't say I'm a GP hater. But the more I think about the first matchup with Flower Bluff, it was just that one 30-point quarter they had where there was, like I said, a little bit of everything lining perfect for them. And other than that, Flower Bluff shut them out the other 3 quarters. And it's just, I don't see another game where GP has a perfect 30-point quarter happening. And if that doesn't happen, I just think Flower Bluff's a better team because of their defense. They have a really good defense. And that's the only bad quarter they had all year, was the second quarter of the GP game, Flower Bluff's defense. Other than that, they have a really good defense. I don't see GP beating them again. The more that I think about it, even though I picked GP to make round 5 a few weeks ago. So... final prediction for this. I mean, I know my predict Flower Bluff's going to win. The score, it's just 28-21 Flower Bluff. That's my final prediction. Let me have in the comments section, GP fans. But I mean, I don't care who wins. I'm just happy the Coastal Bend team's going to win either way. But I don't see y'all be. It's hard to be the same team in the same season twice. When the first game was, I mean, if you beat someone 50-0 the first time, and you play them again, then yeah, it's not hard to beat them again. But this was not a blowout the first time. And so I just think Flower Bluff's going to win this one 28-21. With the winner getting, like we talked about a while ago, Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and McAllen Memorial. I got McAllen Memorial to win that one. Hopefully not. Hopefully Vets pulls it out. You know, we get a local game, or they'll do what this teams are doing and go play in San Antonio, even though both teams are from Corpus. Like, respect your own area. Play here. Stop with that fucking San Antonio and Dallas bullshit. You want to play in Dallas, but make the state championship. But if you're playing in round 3, play here in Corpus. Oh, that's right here. The last game, San Diego and is this 3A D1, San Diego and Vanderbilt Industrial. I filmed the Vanderbilt Industrial Poteet game this last Friday. I'll be putting that video up probably tomorrow. I get lazy and I put shit out late, but nobody's paying me for it, so I'm on my own timeline. Vanderbilt Industrial and Poteet. Vanderbilt Industrial, they're good, but they're beatable. But I mean, San Diego's good also, and they're beatable by San Diego. San Diego made the 3rd round of the playoffs for the first time ever. This is going to be the first time ever they play in the 3rd round. And this game is winnable, so they have a chance of playing the 4th round for the first time ever. I'm super excited for them. I know the family of the head coach. I know the head coach, and it's just... knowing that he's the one that got them past the 2nd round for the first time ever, I'm super proud of that guy, Coach Ismael Ochoa, Bo Ochoa, he's known as. Super proud of you, Coach Ochoa, man, and the San Diego community. I'm happy for you guys. Those kids play really, really hard. It was a fun game to watch them when I played. I filmed their game 2 weeks ago against Lane. No, Lane was the one I thought they wouldn't be. I filmed their game 2 weeks ago against Orange Grove, and both teams played. I'm happy for San Diego. Long story short. And Vanderbilt Industrial is beatable. Yeah, so I filled Vanderbilt Industrial and Poteet this last Friday, and it came down to a last-second missed field goal by Poteet. I don't remember this time right now as he kicked the field goal. They were on like the third. It was like a 38-yard field goal, so that's a tough position to put a kid in. I felt bad for him after the game. You know, it is, you can't blame yourself for missing a 38-yard field goal as a high school kid, but that's how Industrial beat Poteet. It was 14-13. But Industrial is beatable by San Diego, man. They're 10-2. They're lost to Hallettsville and to Etna. Etna's really good, but Etna got their ass whooped by Refugio earlier in the season. This is very winnable by San Diego. San Diego has a great chance of getting to the 4th round ever. I'm sorry I picked against you last week. I'm not going to pick against you this week. Especially with your defense. You got a better defense, I think, than Poteet. And Poteet held Industrial to 14 points. So I got San Diego winning this week 28-14. I hope it happens. Make me proud. Make all of South Texas proud, man. Like I said, I'm very happy for that coach and that community. First time ever in the 3rd round, and they got a chance to go to the 4th round. Oh, and they'll get the winner. San Diego Industrial winner will get the winner of the Edna and Lago Vista winner. Lago Vista just beat London. Wow, Lago Vista beat the hell out of London, who beat San Diego 34. Lago Vista beat London 34-0. They're not that much better than London, so I don't really know what happened that game. I wasn't there. I mean, maybe some of you London fans can comment in the comment section and let us know what happened. But Lago Vista beat London 34-0. And just a few weeks ago, London beat San Diego in overtime. But it doesn't always work out where you think, okay, they won 34-0 against a team that beat this team, so they would lose to this team also. When I was a junior in high school, we lost to Edinburgh 7-3. The very next week, Mission beat Edinburgh 35-0. And we had Mission on the schedule. So you think Mission beat a team that we lost to 35-0, we're going to lose a Mission. No, we beat Mission 50-49. It's just high school's weird. Anything can happen in high school. So I'm getting ahead of ourselves. That's for in case San Diego wins for next week. But this week, yeah, I got San Diego winning. I'm going to say 28-14. So, yeah, go Vaqueros. I think that's it. I can't believe that's it. Man, that's it. There's not that many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. God, there's only 6 teams left. Refugio, Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial, Sinton, Flower Bluff, Gregory Portland, and San Diego. That's all that's left locally. Hopefully we pull out all the wins, you know. Flower Bluff, Gregory Portland, regardless of who wins, the Coastal Bend team's going to win that one. So there's no one to choose. There's no one. If you're not a Flower Bluff or Gregory Portland fan, you're going to be good with whoever wins, I guess. But then the other games, yeah, pull for local. Don't be like that Adrian Salazar guy that hates on local, it's just, look, if your team ain't in the playoffs anymore, it makes our area look better as our teams keep winning. Why would you want to hate on our local teams? Why would you want our local teams to get their ass whooped? It doesn't make sense. The more the local teams win, the better it makes our area look. So, yeah, I'm rooting for all local teams, man. I don't care how many Refugio fans hate me. I'm rooting for Refugio. I hope they win state. I'll be rooting for them against Shiner next week, man. It's just, I'm rooting for all local. So, so those are my predictions. Let me cut this short because I don't want the video to be too long. The more longer the video is, the less people watch it. There's already very few teams involved, so it's hard to get views to begin with because people whose teams aren't in the playoffs don't want to watch the videos. But I appreciate you guys following me. All I would say is, you know, help me grow, help us grow. It's just, you know, I have some videos or graphics I make that will get 30 shares, but only like 10 likes. If you're going to take the time to share it, please hit the like button too. It helps. It helps with the algorithms in Facebook, and it helps spread. You know, more people get involved. You know, is a help out. If you appreciate the page, like I appreciate you guys, hit the like buttons. You know, even if Now, don't hit the like button if you don't like something that I post. But you know, like some of these videos I make, these highlight videos I make, you know, 2 years ago, some of them were getting 10,000 views, 11,000 views, and that was only like a 2,500 following. I have 6,000 following now, and my highlight videos are only getting like 1,000 or 2,000 views. That's disappointing, man. I mean, that's like, part of that isn't your fault. Part of that is Facebook. Is just they want me to hit the boost button so I can pay money to share the stuff that I post. But some of it also is you guys don't hit that share. If you guys hit the share button, it would help a lot. So help me out and hit that share button on these videos I make. Give me a reason to want to keep making them. That's why I didn't make that many videos this week. Every year I make about 10, 11, 12 videos. This year I think I made like 3 or 4. And that was it, because it doesn't do my page any good I'm out there filming for 3 hours and then editing for another half a day. And that video's only getting 1,000 or 2,000 views when they were getting 10,000 views 2 years ago. It just makes it not, it's like, it's sending a message to me that you guys don't want the videos or you guys don't appreciate them. And that's fine. That's your own opinion. I get it. I respect it. But if you can, yeah, help me out. And don't, even if the graphic is not your team or a video is not your team, if you appreciate the page, still hit the like button and the share button, and it helps us out. So thank you guys for following the page, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys.